Hello everybody and welcome to a new video. Today I want to show you how you can solve an issue when you are getting an error message. Sometimes when you're using the ATC and you think that you are doing everything correct and everything as you always do it and everything as you learned it, you still receive error messages and you don't really know what to do. So in this example here, I have a booking from Dubai to Cairo with Emirates. And our customer calls us now and wants to rebook the outbound flight to one day after, meaning to the 1st of December. So let's go ahead and pick a new flight. So 1st December from Dubai to Cairo with Emirates, and it's an economy flight, so we can only look at the economy class. So the customer wants the same flight as he already has, and it is booked in Q class. So we pick us a seat in Q class. Now I want to run the ATC with the FXF command. As we said, when you find the booking class as it is booked, then you can use the FXF. So the ATC would look at the fare as booked. And we want to include segment number 3 and 4. And we see here that we receive an error message, no fare for booking code, try other pricing options. And imagine now a situation where you have the customer on the phone and you want to deliver a solution, but you are getting this error message. So that means that you need to do some investigation work here. So what is wrong? We picked basically even the same flight. It had the same flight number in Q class, there was seats available and the same routing. So what is wrong? The first step you should do is to go to the fare rules. So we are just ignoring this now and retrieving again. So our flight that we picked is gone. So before we look at the fare rules, we have to do our checks. We can see that the ticket was issued on the 1st November. And we can see it's the fare family EcoSaver. And it's a published fare. We see that with this fare indicator here. So I used the TWD command to look at our ticket when it was issued. I used the TTH command to look at the fare family, and I used the TQT command to look at the TST to see what kind of fare is it. So let's now have a look at our fare rules. It's segment 2 and 3, and it's issued on the 4th November, and it is the fare family EcoSaver. I write all these to make sure that I'm looking at the correct fare. So let's have a look at the penalty section, FQN01*PE. Okay, and in the beginning there's directly the changes section. We can see that changes are allowed for a penalty fee of 150 dirham. So that is not a problem. Change is a date, flight, routing, booking code. So all this, we are not even changing anything except the date. So it should be no problem to change it. So why it doesn't work? So here we need to think what could be wrong. We want to change the outbound flight to a later date. Means the total stay at the destination, as in Cairo, is shorter. That makes me directly think of a restriction in the minimum stay, that there is a certain restriction in place that you must stay a certain amount of days. That's very typical for airlines, and it could be the reason why it's not working. So let's check if there's any minimum stay restriction. FQN01 to look at the fare code node, and then MN for minimum stay section. And as you see here, there is no minimum stay category, which means that there is probably no restriction on the minimum stay. So what else could it be? And if you go through the different restrictions here, you see one that catches my attention directly, and that is that one here, daytime. FQN01 star DA. And look, it says for the outbound flight, it's permitted Friday or Saturday on the first international sector. Means the outbound flight must be either on a Friday or on a Saturday. So let's have a look at our booking. We can type DO2 to look at flight details for that particular flight. And you see here that it's actually on a Saturday. And if we now book on the day after, so what the customer wanted, then we are on a Sunday. That means that that fare that is booked is not valid anymore. And this is the reason why we get an error message. So now we know, because of this day restriction, we cannot use the same fare as it booked. We cannot use the EcoSaver fare family. We cannot use the Q class. So what we can do here is that we pick our seat again. We make the availability search. And now we will use the FXE command instead, which is like the best pricer option, you can say, that finds you the best available price or the best available combination in order to rebook this as the customer wants it. And for this, you don't need to take the Q class again. You can just take any class you want. And then you run the FXE command on segment number 3 and 4. And let's see what happens. And now we get the result. As you see here now, the ATC rebooked the itinerary to K class, to Kilo class. So now we have Kilo class booked instead of Q class. So actually, in order to be able to travel on the 1st December instead, you need to go up to Kilo class. And also now we are in the fare family of EcoFlex, not EcoSaver anymore. So that's basically an upgrade to the next fare family. The only thing the customer need to pay is the penalty fee. This is 38 euro, which corresponds to 150 Emirati dirham. So I will not continue with the reissue now, because the aim of this video was to show you what you can do if you're getting error messages. So here now we know, okay, if the customer wants to fly the day after, we have to run the FXE command on the ATC to give us the best available option, and this is to change to Kilo class. Alright, I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.